Yeah. No. It's not center.
It's not sorry.
Yeah, let's go.
There we go. That's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to go.
That's fine. Sounds nice. Yeah. That's fine. Testing.
Testing.
Yours is fine, right?
Yeah, I'm cool.
So we exit out.
I was just sharing.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, Shalom Israel. Shalom Yabashim Shabbat to the brothers. Shalom Yahashim Bashim Yahashim to the sisters. We at Isupk Socal School of Universal and Practical Knowledge started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the banner General Yohana. And we teach the truth that also called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are God's chosen people, and we are not affiliated with any of the Hebrew Israelite group. Now today, as you may already know, today is the Day of Atonement, and we're going to give everybody a quick moment to just check in. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. And we're going to be going over, of course, the significance of the Day of Atonement, why we do the Day of Atonement, and why you should do the Day of Atonement. I'm not going to give it away yet, though. But for anybody who is familiar with the high holy days that we go over, we're going to be reading out of Leviticus chapter 23 all the way through. We'll read it in the Hebrew and in the English. So with that being said, we're going to start to begin with the prayers. So with that, just needs to stand. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry.
Lion Shalom.
Sorry, excuse me. Sorry. Madim upon Yahakwadam, which means to rise or stand and face the east. We're going to begin with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, so you're going to be reading the Hebrew first.
This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanaw. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Lawafka. Kaba'ah. Ratazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'aratazah. Kowa. Hayah. Bashemayim. The thunder now. Come. Call. You want. Wasalak now. Kawawaf now. Kasalak now. Kawawaf Yanawa. Wala'a. Tabaya Anawa. Banasaya one. Abal. Hawashai now. Mayan. Right. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Waha'ala. Wahata Pa'araf. La'ai Walamyam. Aman.
This is the Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom come.
thy kingdom
Thy
come,
will be
thy
done
will be done
in earth
as
as it is in heaven.
it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily
And
bread,
forgive us our debts,
and forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not
And lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
evil.
from evil.
For thine is the
For
kingdom,
thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it. This is Hakat, the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Shai,
Babu Kashai,
Shai,
Lathan Lanawa,
Thunder now,
Hakat,
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 La Pa'a,
Pa'ah,
Kal Makala,
Call Makala,
Wakal Madawa,
Call Marawa,
Hakat,
Hakat,
La Tahar,
that's a hard,
Hamatazarayim,
Hamatazariah,
Hakat,
Hakat,
La Hakwayim,
La Quail,
Hamathim,
Matthew,
Hakat,
Hakat,
Al Rakawath,
Arawath,
Hatama'ala,
Tama'ala,
the Garshan,
Shun,
Ba'ashem,
Shun,
Yahweh Shai,
Shai,
the Wada,
Watt.
Aman.
It's the power in English. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh
in
Shai,
the name of Yahweh Shai,
please
please
give us the power.
give us the power.
Power to heal
The power to heal
all manner of sickness,
all manner of sickness
and all manner of disease.
and all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the
The
leper,
power to cleanse the lepers.
the power to raise the
The
dead,
power to raise the dead.
the power against unclean
The
spirits,
power against unclean
to
spirits.
cast them out.
To cast them
In
out.
the name of Yahweh
In
Shai,
the name of Yahweh Shai.
thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. This is the blessings in the Hebrew. Barak,
Barak,
Atah,
Atah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Why Yahweh Shai,
Why Yahweh Shai,
Why Maya Allah,
Why Me'aka'ala,
Why Allahayim,
Ba'alahayim,
Matazabiyah,
Matzabi'ah,
Alawak Yahana,
Alawak Yahana,
Ha'alawakyum,
Ha'alawakim,
Hasaranyum,
Hasaranyim,
Hakwazazonyum,
Hakwatazayoyim,
Hakoyoyonyum,
Hakuyayoyim,
Waha'akwakyum,
Waha'akwathim,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai,
the water,
Water.
Aman.
This is the blessings in English. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh,
and Yahweh Shai,
and Yahweh Shai,
and Michael,
and Michael,
and the angels,
and the angels,
commanding General Yahana,
commanding General Yahana,
the generals,
the general,
the captains,
the captain,
the officers,
the officers,
the troopers,
the troopers,
and the sisters,
and the sisters.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
thank you.
thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah,
Asha'ah,
Yanya,
Yanya,
Al,
All,
Haharyim,
Ahoyim,
Ma'ayan,
Ma'ayan,
Yaba'ah,
Yaba'ah,
Azariah,
Zoya,
Isaiah,
Zoya,
Ma'ayin,
Ma'ai,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Aisha,
Shab,
Shemayim,
Shabbayim,
Wa'aratazah,
Wa'aratazah,
Al Yathan,
Ayathan,
Lamawat,
Watts,
Regalka,
Galka,
Al Yanawam,
Ayanawam,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Hana,
Ana,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Wala'ah,
La'ah,
Yashan,
Shun,
Shalmar,
Shamar,
Yasha'ala,
Sha'ala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamar,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazaka,
Tazal,
Al Yad,
Yah,
Yamyanyaka,
Yamimka,
Yayawam,
Yawmam,
Hashamash,
Hashamash,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yakaka,
Yakaka,
Wayark,
Wairak,
Yarak,
Wairak,
Baba Yalah,
Bailah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashmarka,
Makal Ra,
Call Rai,
Yashamarka,
Yashmar,
Afnapashka,
Napashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashmar,
Taza'afka,
Taza'afka,
Waba Wa'afka,
Wa'afka,
Ma'aitha,
Maita,
Wa'ai,
I
will.
will. This is Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help comes from the Lord,
My help cometh from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be
He will
moved.
not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth
shall
Israel
not slumber nor sleep.
shall not slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade.
The Lord is thy shade
Upon thy right hand.
upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee
The Lord shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going
The
out
Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time
from
forth
this time forth
and even
forevermore. Forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Al-Damaya Lakah,
Al Damayalaka,
Al-Takarash,
Al Takarash,
for all Tashakwat,
Al Tashakwat,
all Kayahana,
Kayahana,
Amawad Waka,
our Yemika,
Yahamaya 1,
Yahamaya 1,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al Amaka,
Amka,
Ya'aram, Ya'aryamwa,
Ya'ayamwa,
Sawada,
Sauda,
Wayatha,
Waita,
Ya'ai Tazawa,
Ya'ai Tazawa,
Al Tazapa,
Al Tazapa,
Wanyaka,
Wanyaka,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wanakakium,
Wanakakium,
Magaya,
Goya,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yazakar,
Yazakar,
Shum,
Shum,
Yasha'ala,
Yasha'ala,
Iwada,
Iwada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Now Wa'atazawa,
Nawa Atazawa,
Laba,
Laba,
Yakadwa,
Yakad,
Al Yaka,
Al Yaka,
Bariyaf,
Bariyaf,
Yakarathwa,
Yakarathla,
Ahaya,
Ahoy,
Alawam,
Adawam,
Wa,
Wa,
Yashamad,
Yashama,
Alayam,
Alayam,
Mawa'aba,
Awa Abba,
Wahagarium,
Wagoya,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wa'amawan,
Wa1,
Wa'amalak,
Wa-Malak,
Palashath,
Al-Shad,
An Yashabwa,
Am Yeshabya,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gum Ashawar,
Gum Ashawar,
Nalawa,
Ba,
Amam,
Amam,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Zarawai,
Zawai,
Labunya Lawat,
Labanya Lawat,
Salat,
Salat,
Aishalaham,
Aishalaham,
Kamadim,
Kamadim,
Kasaya,
Kasaya,
Sara'ah,
Sawa'a,
Kayamyam,
Kayamyan,
Banakal,
Manakal,
Koyashwan,
Koyashwan,
Nashamawa,
Nashama, Slaggy, Nashamawa,
Nashamawa, Bayan Da'ara,
Bayandara,
Hayawa,
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 Daman,
Daman,
Na Dama,
Adama,
Shayak, Shayatamwa,
Saidama,
Nadaya Mawa,
Nadayamawa,
Karad,
Kaira,
Wakaza Abba,
Wakaza Abba,
Wakaza Bak,
Wakaza Bak,
Wakatazal,
Wakatazor,
Manai,
Manai,
Kal,
Call,
Nasa Yakamwa,
Nasa Yakamwa,
Ashar,
Ashor,
Amarwa,
Amorwa,
Nairasha,
Nairasha,
Lanawa,
Wa,
Af, Nawaf,
Nawaf,
Alahayam,
Alahayam,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Shatamwa,
Shadam,
Kagagala,
Goggle,
Kakwash,
Kwash,
Lapunya,
Punya,
Rawaka,
Raka,
Kaash,
Kaash,
Daba Ira,
Ira, Ira,
Wakala Haba,
Wakala Haba,
Dalawat, Dalahat,
Dalahat,
Harawayam,
Hawayam,
Khan,
Khan,
Daradapma,
Tharadapma,
Basa Iraka,
Ira,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Wapaka,
Pafka,
Daba Ila, Daba Halum,
what is it?
Daba Halum,
Oh, Thabahalam,
Daba Halum, Mala'a,
Mala'a,
Panyahum,
Panyaham,
Kuala One,
Kuala One,
Waya,
Waya,
Bakwashwa,
Bakwashwa,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Bahawa,
Bahal,
I,
Waya,
Waya, Kaparwa,
Kapar,
Waya,
Waya,
Abadwa,
Abad,
Waya,
Waya,
Da'awa,
Dawa,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Atha,
Atha,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Labaka,
Abad,
Al-Yawan,
Alwan,
Alcohol,
Alcohol,
all races.
Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace,
Be not still.
and be not still,
O God.
O God.
For
For lo,
thine enemies,
thine enemies
make a tumult.
make a tumult,
And they that hate thee
and they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people
and consulted
against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said, Come,
and let us cut them off
and let us cut them off from being a nation.
at the name of Israel.
That the name of Israel
Maybe no more remembrance.
may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against
They are confederate against thee.
the tabernacles of
The
Edom
tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites
and the Ishmaelites,
Moab
Moab
and Hagarenes
and the Hagarenes,
Gabal
Gabal
and
and Ammon
Amalek
and Amalek,
Philistines,
the Philistines,
the inhabitants of
with
Tyre.
the inhabitants of Tyre.
Saul also was joined with them.
Asar also is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of
They
life.
have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah,
do unto them
do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
the brook of
at the
Kishon,
brook of Kasam,
which perished at Endor,
which perished that endured.
they became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth,
Make their nobles like
make
Oreb,
their nobles like Orel
like Zaid,
and like Zaid.
yea,
Yea,
all their princes,
all the princes,
as Sabah,
as Zabad,
and as Amun,
and as Amun,
who said,
who said,
let us take to
let
ourselves
us take to ourselves
the house of God
the houses of God
in possession.
in possession.
Oh my God,
Oh my God,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as a stubble before the
as
wind,
they stubble before the wind,
as the fire burneth the wood,
as the fire burns the wood,
and as the flames set the mountains
and
on
as the
fire.
flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them,
So persecute them
with thy tempest.
with thy tempest.
And make them afraid.
And make them afraid
With thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
O Lord.
O Lord.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
In trouble.
Forever.
Forever.
Yea.
Yea. Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
Perish.
And perish.
That men may know.
That men may know
That thou.
whose
Name alone.
whose name alone
Is Yahweh.
is Yahweh.
Most High.
The Most High
Over
over all the earth.
That's obviously. All right, maybe seated. All right, so we're going to see who everybody's checking in right now. Sloppy. Got the water for everybody that's tuning in. So we're going to be reading out of the book of Leviticus, chapter 23. As you already know, or for those of you who might not know, we read the verses in the Hebrew first. It'll be 7, 7, 7, so on and so forth. And then we'll read in the English as well. So,
All right.
I'll read it.
Okay. We got it. This is the book of Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, the first verse in the Hebrew. Why the bar Yahweh Allah Mashah La Amar the bar Allah Banaya Yasha'ala Wa Marath Alham Maya Ayya Yahweh Ashar Dakwa Ra'awa Akam Makwara Ra'aya Kurash Ayla Hama Mawa Ayya Shashat Yamayam Ta'aisha Mala'aka Wabayam Wabayawam Hashab Bayaya Shabbathwan Makura'ah Kodash Kal Mala'aka Mala'aka La'ah the Aishwa Shabbat Hawa'ah La Yahweh Bakal Mawashah Bath Yakam Alha Mawa'ayya Yahweh Makara'aya Kodash Ashar the Kwara Ashya Atham Bama wa item Bakar the Shah Hara'ah Shawam Ba'ara Ba'aha Ashar Lakara Shah Bawan Ha Ira Bayan Pasah La Yahweh Wabakar Mashah Ashar Lakadash Hazaha Kagad Hama Iwa La Yahweh Shaba'ai Yamayam Matazawa the Akalawa Bayawam Hara'ashawan Makara'ah Kurash Yahweh Lakam Baal Malakath Abayha La'ah La Aisha. The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, the first verse through the 7th verse. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, speak to the Israelite people and say to them.
Don't be, that's not right. So yeah, you two are. The translation is a little different in the English in there.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which he shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest.
Now, just a quick breakdown on that from verses 2 and 3 alone. So a holy convocation, for those of y'all who might not know, holy in the Bible means separate, translates to separate or sacred. And of course, a convocation, just think of that as like a get together. So these are separates, as you would think, convocations that only Israelite people would have, meaning nobody else. So when you see your Christian pastor having a whole bunch of people who are not Israelites in their church, that is already breaking the law as it is. And when it says 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest. So this is why this kind of goes over a lot of people's heads. When you look at a calendar, the day actually starts on Sunday. Right. Saturday is actually the 7th day. Again, it's something that is so simple that but we're not taught this. So again, a lot of Christian pastors, your Roman Catholic churches and whatnot, they have their Sunday service. Well, they think they're holding the Sabbath. That's actually not the Sabbath. They're actually starting theirs at the beginning of the week.
Right.
So you can keep going.
Verse 3, 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest, a holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein.
That has always been a very big debate. There's no debate about it, though. We're going to continue to read through chapter 23 alone, but for anybody out there who teaches you that you can't do anything on the Sabbath, that is not what this is talking about. This is referring to you got to understand that if you own a business, right? You are a so-called Black, Latino, or Native American, and you own a business, you are not allowed to put your people to work on the Sabbath.
Right.
Now, however, we do live in Esau's kingdom. This is modern Babylon. We are still under captivity. We are. I know some of y'all might think that we're not in chains. That's understandable. But what you need to understand is that we do not rule. Right. We have no rulership over ourselves. Other people that rule over us. So if you have to go to work, like you have to go to work on Saturday, you are not in sin because you are in captivity. And the way things are set up now, well, I mean, you need money, which is how it is. You need money.
Right.
All right. You got kids to feed. You might have a wife, a sister. You might have a husband, stuff like that. There's certain things you got to take care of. Don't neglect your responsibilities.
Right.
And then, you're not able to pay rent or whatever. Don't do nothing like that. All right. Salaki, but you can keep going. 6
days shall no work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest, a holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover.
So right there, the Lord's Passover. For all y'all don't know, we have the Lord's Passover when? In spring. Again, in America, they have New Year's.
Right.
They start their New Year's when? Winter.
Right.
The last time I checked, again, it's something to think about. We weren't taught these things. Winter, everything's dead. Animals go into hibernation. All the leaves are dead for the most part. It's snow. It's cold, right? Spring, that's when things come about. The animals start coming back out from hibernation. The grass starts to come up more. The flowers start to bloom. There's pollen all over the place. You get your allergies, all that stuff. My whole point being is, as you hear right here, in the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover. The Lord's Passover, the beginning of the year, is actually in spring.
Right.
And just a quick brief history of the Passover. This is the time we were in captivity, we were in Egypt, and we had to put the lamb's blood over our doors so that the great evil that the Lord put upon Egypt passed over us, hence Passover. That's just a brief one, though. There's more to it, but for the sake of time, we're just going to continue.
Verse 6, and on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. Verse 7, and the first day ye shall have a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Okay, so now we'll read the next 7 verses in the Hebrew.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 8 in the Hebrew. Wahakar, Bathum, Ashab, La Yahweh, Shabbaith, Yamayam, Bayawam, Hashab, Bayaya, Makora'ah, Korash, Baal Mala'afka, Abidha, La'ah, the Aishwa, Waya the Bar, Yahweh, Al Mashat, La'amar, the bar, Al Bunya, Yasharala, Wa'amarath, Alahum, Kaya, Taba'awa, Al, Ha'artaza, Ashar, Anaya, Nathan Lakam, Yaqua Tazaratham, Al Qua Tazaya Ra'a, Tazaya Ra, Wahabatham, Atai Amar, Ra'ashya, Quatazah, Yakom, Al Hakahan, Wahanayak, Athar, Ha'amar, Lapanya, Yahweh, La Rataza, Nakam, Mama Khurath, Hashabath, Yanaya, Panwa, Hakahan, Wa'ashi Yatham, Bayawam, Hanawa, Bakam, Atah, Ha'amar, Kabash, Ta'amayim, Bun Sanakwa, La'ayla, La Yahweh, Wama, Naka, Tawa, Shanaya, Aishar Nayam, Salaf, Bala Wala, Basanayan, Asha, La Yahweh, Raka, Nayak, Ka, Wanasai, Rabbi Ya'if, Hahayan, verse 14, Walakan, Wakwalaya, Wakamar, Wakwarmal, La'a, the I Kalawa, I Itazam, Hayawam, Hazaha, Ira, Habaya Akam, Ata, Korban, Alahayakam, Ka'af, Iwalam, Ladar, Tayakam, Bakal, Mashada, Tayakam.
Okay, so start from verse 8.
Come on, sir. 8 through 14. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 8. Mm-hmm. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days.
It said, read that from the top one more time.
But ye shall offer an offering made by fire.
Made by what?
Made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. And the 7th day is a holy convocation. Mm-hmm. Ye shall do no servile work therein. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf, and ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest.
So that's the feast of first fruits. You keep going.
Verse 11. And he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord, to be accepted for you. On the morrow, after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it.
So, this is a significant thing. All of this is another high holy day, the Feast of First Fruits, where, first fruits, you want to give your best.
Right.
You don't want to give, you want to show the Lord that you're willing to give your best. We actually had a class on it not that long ago. We talked about Cain and Abel, not to get too off topic, but that's just the significance of that. We keep going. I believe at verse
12. Yeah. Verse 12. And ye shall offer that day when ye wave the sheaf a he lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering, unto the Lord. Verse 13. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deals of fine flour mingled with oil.
Mingled with what?
With oil.
Slaggy, I don't want to cut you off, but there's a reason why I keep having the brother stop on certain things. This is to show that you can cook
right
on the Sabbath.
Right.
Okay, for those of y'all who might not understand, the Sabbath is a holy day.
Right.
Just so you understand. I know some people might forget that. It is a holy day. So some places will teach you that you can't do nothing
right
on Sabbath. You can't cook nothing. You gotta eat like cereal and like cold cut turkey sandwiches.
Sure.
No. the Lord doesn't want you to just lay there and
Right.
just suffer all day. No. Paraphrase, the Sabbath was made for man, not man made for Sabbath. That's
Right.
the Bible. The Lord was righteous enough to give you a rest day.
Right.
So we're reading all throughout the high holy days right here, and we'll keep reading over and over again things about things being cooked.
Right.
Where it says in verse 12, and he lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering, and the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deals of fine flour mingled with oil. That sounds like something is fried. Fried chicken. Think of anything.
Right.
Fried fish. You can cook. Okay. If we weren't able to cook on the Sabbath, how would we be able to give the Lord burnt offerings?
Right.
Just so you know. So if anybody outside the school tries to tell you that you cannot cook on the Sabbath, they are wrong.
Right.
You can continue. Slide.
Verse 13. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deals of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord for a sweet savor. And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the fourth part of a hin. Verse 14. And ye shall eat neither bread, nor parched corn, nor green ears, until the selfsame day that ye have brought an offering unto your God. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
So it says a statute forever throughout your generations and all your dwellings. Meaning what? This is never going to stop.
Right.
Okay. The law was never done away with.
Right.
That's a whole nother breakdown, but that's just what I wanted to get into. It's a statute, meaning that this is a law. This isn't something that you can just do whenever you feel like it. No, you as God's chosen people, we are as God's chosen people, are supposed to honor all the high holy days.
Right.
Forever. And forever. When it says throughout your generations, that means your kids, kids. When you come back, for anybody who catches on to what I'm talking about.
Right.
But that's it for that. But Slakia, you can now go back into the Hebrew.
Come on, sir. The book of Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, starting with the 15th verse. In the Hebrew, would it be through to 23? 21. Yeah. I can't count. Verse 15. Wasap, Ratham, Lakam, Mama Korath, Hashabath, Shabbath, Mayawam, Hadaya Akam, Hatha Amar, Hathan, Wapa, Shabbai, Shabbath Wath, Daman Yamath, Taha, Yayana, Ida, Mama Korath, Mama Korath, Hashabar, Hashab Ya'ith, that's a parwa, Kamashyam, Yawam, Wahapar, Batham, Malakath, Karashah, La Yahweh, Mama Washa, Dath Yakam, Thad Ya'awa, Lakam, Dalawapa, Shatayam, Shanayam, Aishar Nayam, Salaf, Lahaya Yana, Kamataza, Payana, Baka Yarium, La Yahweh, Wahapar, Bakam, Al, Halakam, Shaba'aika, Kabashayam, Damayamam, Banaya, Shana, Wapar, Bampar, Akkad, Wa'ayalam, Shamyam, Yahweh, Alha, La Yahweh, Wamanakatham, Walasa Ka Yaham, Asa, Rayaka, Nayakaka La Yahweh. Why I see your thumb, Shai Yar, Isayam, Akkad, Lakata'af, Wasam Yar, Kabashim Banya, Shana, Lazakad, Shalamayam, Wahanayap, Hakahan, Atham, Al, Lakam, Habakayar, Yaryam, Talawapa, Lapunya, Yahweh, Al Shanya, Kabashyam, Kadash, Yahweh, Laya, Howeh, Lakahan, Baparwatham, Ba'itazam, Hayawamam, Hazahah, Mapara, Kadash, Yahweh, Lakam, Kal, Mala'akath, Abadah, La'ah, the Aishwa, Kapath, Iwalam, Bakal, Mawa Shabbat Yakum, Ladarth Yakum.
All right, so
Okay.
start at verse
15. This is the book of Leviticus 23, the 23rd chapter, 15th verse. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 50 days. And ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord. Ye shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2/10 deals. Of 2/10 deals. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baked with leaven. They are the first fruits unto the Lord. And ye shall offer with the bread 7 lambs, without blemish of the first fruit of the first year, and 1 young bullock and 2 rams. They shall be for a burnt offering unto the Lord, with their meat offering and their drink offering, and their drink offerings, even an offering made by fire of sweet savor unto the Lord. Then ye shall sacrifice 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offerings. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits for a wave offering before the Lord, with the 2 lambs. They shall be holy to the Lord for the priest. And verse 21, and ye shall proclaim on the selfsame day that it may be a holy convocation unto you. Ye shall do no servile work therein. It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations.
So now I'm gonna just go over just a few things to point out with the high holy days, right? You gotta think, okay, America has, what they have, like 9/11? Yeah, 9/11. Pearl Harbor. You know, America has days that they tell you never forget.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. You should never forget about your ancestors and the things that have happened to them, because the Lord ordains you to do as such. All these holy convocations, first of all, these holy convocations aren't just to, of course, remember the things that the Lord has done for us, but also to congregate with your people.
Right.
The Lord wants so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans to dwell amongst each other and have peace, right? Think of, like, you go to a cookout, or for Isupk, I know Mexican, you say carne asada. You get together, you drink, have a good time, catch up with everybody, see how mom, dad doing, grandpa, granddad, whoever. That's what the Lord wants for you to do. These were here to help you congregate within amongst each other. All right, so you need to take that into consideration. Also, if I can touch on this real quick in verse 21, and ye shall proclaim on the self same day that it may be in holy convocation, again, separate, holy, separate unto you. Ye shall do no servile work therein. The Lord is literally telling you to rest.
Right.
Understand that. The Lord is telling you to rest. When you work in 6-7 days throughout the week because you can barely meet ends meet, that's not what the Lord ever intended for you.
Right.
Sadly, this is the captivity that we live under. And this goes for everybody. It's not just, for brothers and sisters who might not have the greatest income right now. There's a reason why a lot of brothers and sisters today who do have good income, that wasn't handed to them.
Right.
Like, we don't have generational wealth.
Right.
They have to work for that. They have to really grind for that. And a lot of them, they don't get no sleep because now they got to pretty much start from scratch so that their family can have generational wealth.
So like,
Go ahead.
not even start from scratch. Like under the scratch, you gotta start from.
Pretty much.
Black people start from. If this the bar that you get to start from, we like under here. And it makes no sense how they tell you gotta work this hard, you gotta work 10 times harder. Why shouldn't I have to do that? Especially when you've stolen everything you've ever had in your life. Everything your generational wealth comes from thievery, comes from stealing, comes from pillaging. But I should have to be the one to get out of those situations that you put me in, work 20 times harder just to get to your level, and then on top of that, still go 20 times harder my whole life. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair. But, this is why we have the Day of Atonement. This is why we have these high holy days. This is why we have these holy convocations. So we can come together and discuss what's going on here. Understand what's going on here. If we keep these days, we keep these feast days, these holy convocations, the Lord is going to send Christ back. You remain faithful and steadfast in His truth, the Lord is going to send Christ back. You keep working and being a great servant and making your election sure, the Lord is going to send Christ back. The scriptures say the kingdom does not come by observation. Yeah, because we got to put the work in. One day, all the work you put in for the Lord is going to pay off. And in that day, you'll have generational wealth. The true meaning of generational wealth. It's like,
yeah, that's pretty much it on that. But yeah, this is not the life that we were supposed to live.
Right.
Pretty much what his brother's bringing out. But sadly we are here because of the sins that our ancestors have committed.
Right.
So, we're here and we're doing what we can now. Now is the time for us to remember who we are as a people, right, and honor these high holy days. Honor the things that the Lord has done for us. Honor the Day of Atonement. Honor the Feast of First Fruits. Honor the blowing of the trumpets. Honor the Passover. Just with the Passover alone, that's the first one that was mentioned, correct?
First one.
That's the first one that was mentioned, and this was when we were being brought up out of captivity.
Right.
So we're honoring a day or a time where the Lord sent priests after us so that we can be brought up out of captivity. That's a beautiful thing.
Right.
That's what you should remember. So, when people say, well, remember 9/11, okay, that's cool. I'm not saying people didn't, die during that time.
Right.
But if you have the right to remember 9/11, if you have the right to remember Pearl Harbor, if you have the right to remember all the terrorist attacks, well, God's chosen people should be able to remember what the Lord has done for them.
Right.
These are our memorials. This is what we should do. Okay? Slocky, that's it on that. We can do 22 to 28. And then I'll take over after that.
Come on, sir. It's the book of Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, verse 22 in the Hebrew. Wabapatazarkum, Patazayar, Aratazakum, La'a, the Kumla, Pa'ath, Shadar, Bapatazarka, Walapat, Patazayaraka, La'a, the La Pata, La Anya, Walagar, the Isa, Atham, Alaya, Yahweh, Alahayakum. Verse 23, why are the cars, like it? Yahweh. Waya Dakar, Yahweh. Al Mosha, La Amar. Verse 24. The bar, Al Banya, Yasha'ala. La Amar, Bakarsh, Bakarsha. Dashabaya Aya. Ba'akai, Lakadash, Yahweh. Lakam, Shabbat 1, Sabar 1, Dara wa I.
No, you too wild. Go ahead.
Reading it, man.
Nah, you too wild. Nah, and good. Just if I could, like, you know, what this brother is doing ain't anything like, all right. This was our original language, all right. And just so you know, what the brother's reading through the Tanakh right now. This isn't even the ancient Hebrew. This is the Assyrian.
Right.
So this is already not our original writings, I guess you should say. But the brother is still reading our traditional language, even when it's been kind of tainted through the Assyrian. So we should learn how to speak the Lashon Kodash. All right. So, Slaki, I just wanted to, if anybody out there who might be saying it, not saying anybody is, I ain't accusing nobody, but don't take light of what this brother is doing. You know, I know somebody is snickering behind the camera somewhere. This brother can't read. Like, nah, what this brother is doing is difficult because we weren't taught this. The what? We weren't taught this. You know, it's harder when you get older. So, Slaki, go take your time.
I can read English. You hear me read English. Yeah? It's this. All right. I'm going to start at verse 24. Again, it's like, the bar, Al Banya, Yasha'ala, La Amar, Bakarsh, Bakarash, Dashabaya Aya, Ba'akad, Lakadash, Yahweh, Lakam, Shabbat 1, Zabar 1, Dawara'aya, Mapara, Padash, Kal, Mala'akat, Ibada, La'a, the Aishwa, Wahapar, Batham, Asha, La Yahweh, Waya Dabar, Yahweh, Al Mosha, La Amar, verse 27, Ana, Ba'aishwaka, La Kadash, Hashabaya Aya, Hazaha, Yawam, Akapayam, Hawa'a, Mapara'a, Padash, Yaha, Lakam, Wa'ai Nayathum, Ata, Napashta Yakam, Wahapar, Kathum, Asha, La Yahweh, verse 28, Wakal, Mala'aka, La'a, the Aishwa, Ba'aitazam, Hayawam, Hazaha, Kaya, Yawam, Kaparium, Hawa'a, Lakapar, Al Yakam, Lapunya, Yahweh, Alaha, Yakam. Okay, that's it. All right, come on, sir. Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, 22nd verse. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest. Neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am the Lord your God. Selak, if I may. That shows you the type of brother and sister you should be. For so long, the greatest blow when you having a battle with somebody in the world, so broke, you call them broke. You call them poor. Even I think about how even when I was in school, when brothers go to school in the poorest neighborhoods, you go to the poorest school in the poorest school district of the city, and you're all on free lunch. but somebody has the nerve to call somebody else poor.
I know, that's crazy.
It makes, the older you get, you really understand, it just makes zero sense because we're all in this together. You stay next door to me. I know what your house is worth. You probably don't stay in the house. You probably stay in the projects or an apartment. You may be better off with some nice shoes, but you're still in the same condition I am. We're in the same condition together. Don't look down on a person that's poor, especially when you're poor. We're all poor. I don't care. Matter of fact, I don't care how much money you have. You're still poor because there's no ownership in America if you are a black person. You are Hispanic. The Lord told us to don't glean the edges of everything. When things fall on you, pick it up. Leave that for the poor. That's what we come for. The poor, the broken in spirit, the contrite spirit. The man or woman who's beaten up, who's depressed, who's in pain, who's in sorrow, who's poor in spirit, poor in health. Well, when you come into school, it builds up your spirit and you become rich in faith. And because now that we are rich in faith, we have to build up the poor in faith. We have to build up their faith to riches. The Lord is not having us, he didn't put this in here for us to be people who talk about poor people. He put this in here so we can have mercy for them, be sorrowful for them, have empathy for them. It doesn't matter when you get rich. Always remember this. You were once in that position. Exactly. Or if you weren't, and it takes nothing for the Lord to put you in that position. It's a lot.
Now, if I could real quick with the brothers bringing out is heavy because, as a community, we actually do have the lowest income in America. Now, that's not to say you got your Kanye's, Jay-Z, you got black and Hispanic people who do have money,
right?
Which don't get it wrong, we will never sit here and tell you to not get your money legally,
right?
But at the same time, it is actually very disrespectful, and it really says a lot about your character if you as a people, a lot of us do not come from the greatest background. And you remember that at one point you were, a self-proclaimed entrepreneur. You were selling CDs and, trying to make ends meet. And lo and behold, you were one of the few that came out and you made something of yourself. You got your own business, stuff like that. I watched a video not that long ago. It was a sister. She said she's a millionaire now. And somebody asked her, how did you become a millionaire? What changed? You own your own business stuff. How did that come about? And the first thing she brought up was, well, the minute I knew I needed to make a change was the day I got that evictions notice. And I said, oh, so she's bringing out how she had a rough upbringing. Right. She didn't really have a lot of money at that time. She obviously wasn't able to meet ends meet. She wasn't able to make rent. So at some point she said, okay, you know what? I got to do something differently. So she found, I forgot exactly what she does, but she found her lane, she stuck with it, she perfected it, and now she is doing well for herself. But instead of talking down on other people, especially black people who are her people, and saying, oh, you broke, which is sadly a lot of things. We do say that a lot, which is wrong. Oh, you broke. We do it as like an insult to demean you or to belittle you. And it's like, well, at one point you were at that same level. So how about now that you are doing better financially, instead of putting down your own people, how about you help put them on? Right. How about you let them know what they can do? How about, you assist them so that your community can be better? Because other communities do that. But sadly, that is not something that we have been raised to do here in America. Right. For example, you see a lot of other people, they, when their children turn 18 years old, they don't kick their kids out. Right. Sadly, I'll admit it, black people, we do have this tendency, once you're 18, you gotta get up out the house. But it's why would, when you really think about it, why would you do that? Not to get too off topic, but why would you do that to your children? Right. Because let's be real, we brought it earlier, you don't have generational wealth most of the time. You don't. Let's just say 90% of the time you don't. Now your child is 18. Okay, they're 18. Let's be real. When you was 18, you thought you knew everything and you really didn't. Why would you want your child, a child who was labeled as a minority here in America, to be kicked out and now they got to fend for themselves? With what? they don't have anything to go off of.
Right.
You know, they might need your assistance going to college or whatever. So what some other other ethnic groups do, they have their kids live with them, but of course the child is still working to, you know, benefit themselves. They still got a job, you know, they do whatever. I went at my job, there was a I believe he was German, some white boy, young, like 19 years old. He got a good job.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes they asked him, well, what do you do? He still stayed with his parents. And some people tried to make fun of him for doing that. He said, well, no, think about it. I only got to pay like 2 bills, and I'm saving my money so that I can benefit myself when I do move out.
Right. And
in the meantime, his parents still help him. And I'm like, well, ain't that something? Esau can help his people out. So why can't God's chosen people? So like, we don't want to get too off topic, but it's just things to take into consideration. But what the brother was bringing out about, what verse were we at? 22, where it says, and when you reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt make no clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any gleanings of the harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I'm the Lord your God. This is the Lord telling you, give to the needy.
Right.
Give to the poor. Give to the less fortunate.
Right.
That's what you should do. If you know that you are able to spare that. Slacky. That's it. That's all I got on there. We can continue. 23.
Okay. The book of Leviticus chapter 23, verse 23. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the 1st day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets, a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement,
which is today. So let's read about the day of atonement. Keep going.
It shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
So it says, you shall afflict your souls. Well, Slide, you can keep reading. I'll get to it in a second.
So verse 28, and ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God.
Keep going. Oh, wait, was that 28?
That's 28.
Okay, so stop right there. So where it says, verse 27, and ye shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, ye shall do no work therein. So what this is saying is, on the Day of Atonement, now we can get into it. From sundown today, so today is Sunday, until sundown tomorrow, Monday, you cannot eat, you cannot drink, you cannot have sex, you cannot do anything that is pleasurable to yourself, right?
Right.
You are supposed to afflict yourself, all right? Why? This is to atone for all the sins, not just you have committed,
right,
but for your forefathers and foremothers have also committed. This, think of it as you're saying sorry. You look at it like this. We're in the Isupk Socal Commander General Yohana. At one point you weren't. At one point you were whoever you were in the world.
Right.
And the Lord plucked you out and placed you here. The Lord didn't have to do that. The Lord could have left you out at any given time and be like, okay, yeah, he done. You want to be a drug dealer? Okay, you can go die with them. Or you want to go sleep with heathen women? Okay, I'm gonna make sure you get caught up in some nonsense and get sent to jail.
Right.
Like that's what could happen to you. You want to be a whore? Okay, you want to be a whore, and you're gonna catch something, and you're gonna pass away. All right. Or you might get something, and you might become infertile and not have children. Things like this happen. There's plenty of ways to punish you. The Lord don't gotta just kill you. My point being is, this is the Day of Atonement, to atone for all the things that you have done, and it's the least you could do because the Lord did a lot for us.
Right.
Like. The Lord has done a lot for us. I wish I had enough time to go over everything. I brought up Egypt, of course. That's like the number one we always go over. But the Lord had many times to hit the reset button and get rid of us.
Right.
All right. But he didn't. He still found ways to save us, to help us, to give us what we needed. And we turned our back on the Lord. A lot of times. We did. So this is your way of saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything, not just what I've done,
Right.
for what my mother did, my father did, my brother, my sister, your future kids.
Right.
You never know. So,
and if I may, sir.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Say that question.
And if I
no, you two are. Go ahead. Sorry.
And if I may, sir, as we're going through this tonight, all the way through tomorrow night, sundown, so about 7:00. Really reflect on the last year of your life. Just reflect on it. Reflect on the positives. Reflect on the things that you did wrong. Reflect on the things that you need to work on. You should look at it, analyze it, really sit there and think about everything you've done this year, the last year since the last Day of Atonement. Think about it. It gives you time to reflect. Take this time to reflect. Since you're punishing yourself, really punish yourself. Really atone. Really make up for what you did. Think about who you've hurt in the last year. Think about what you could have done better in the last year. And when you figure out that, think about how you can become better in the next year. Think about how you can perfect yourself in the next year. Think about how you can progress in the next year. You look back at what you did last year. Was it a regress in moral standard, moral conduct? Did you plateau and stay the same in moral standard or moral conduct? Or did you progress in moral standard and moral conduct? You should reflect on all those things that you've done for the whole year. Did you put yourself in a better position in whatever position you wanted to be in? Morally, financially, spiritually, emotionally, physically. You said you want to lose weight. Did you lose weight? You said you wanted to go to school. Did you go to school? Things of that nature. You said you didn't want to react like this in certain situations. When that situation came up, did you act like that or did you not act like that? You said you would have did this. Did you do it? If not, look back on that. Reflect on that. And the day after, you push harder. You go harder. I bring it out in every class. Perfect yourself. We push for perfection.
Be ye perfect.
Be ye perfect. Nothing more, nothing less. Perfection. That is the goal. Head towards it. We just reflect on it this year. Think about what David said. What is Psalms 51 or Psalms 55? I believe it's 51. When he said the Lord don't require sacrifice, he requires a broken and contrite spirit. That's 51. See, that's a priest. Think about how David felt. Think about the things he went through and how he atoned for that. How he cried. How he cried for what he's done. Mm-hmm. How he apologized to the Lord for what he did. Mm-hmm. He knew the punishment was coming. He understood it. But he atoned for it. He let the Lord know that he was sorry. Let me tell you, you can't fool me. You can't tell me you're sorry and you keep doing it over and over again. What's the point of even having the Day of Atonement if you're going to keep doing the same thing over and over? You might as well drink water right now if you plan on sinning tomorrow. You might as well do that. Or you should just atone for your sins, suck it up, have no pleasure tomorrow, think about what you did, and become a better person. I digress.
Nah, if I could, with everything this brother is bringing out right now, you do need to take heed to it. You're atoning for the things that you've done.
Right.
We've all made mistakes. You personally, you know what you need to work on. So, you ain't got to tell us. If I could, real quick, I wanted to answer the sister's question. She said, speaking in general, if you're on your flower, keep this day, do you keep this day? Sis, actually, this is actually a good question because you keep the day. However, I will say this. If you have any medical conditions that you need to intake some type of medication,
right,
you can take that medication. This is what the Lord does not want for you. Don't kill yourself.
Right.
Okay. Don't kill yourself. If you have diabetes and you need your medication for your diabetes,
right,
take your medication.
Right.
If it requires water for you to take that medication, drink the water with the medication. Whatever you got going on, right? if I'm not going to get too into it, but if you are in your flower, if there's anything you do need to take, whatever, you handle your business. Also, for the sisters, if you're pregnant, you do not do the Day of Atonement.
Right.
You eating for two, okay? Like I said, the Lord is not telling you to kill yourself. You need nourishment in your body. There's life inside you.
Right.
You still do that. For the children also, this is really more so up to the parent's household, whatever man or how he wants to conduct this. You make that decision as to when you want your child to start doing the Day of Atonement.
Right.
Just some priestly advice. I would not advise you to do it when they're like 5. I would not do that. That's just me personally. I would recommend maybe closer to like preteen, almost teenage years. That's just my advice. I'm just saying. But like I said, the Lord doesn't want you to kill yourself. Don't do nothing like that. All right. If you have to take something, then you do what you have to do. Right. However, if you are able-bodied, and if you are healthy and you know that you can survive until Monday night to have a drink of water,
right,
and if you are, then you deal with it. You'll survive. Because really, it's just one day. That's all. And really, you're about to be asleep for most of it anyway. Unless you work the night shift, I understand. But
right.
You're going to be asleep. It's just one day. This is a Day of Atonement. The Lord is think of how gracious the Lord is for giving us a day to atone for our sins. He's still giving you something like, hey, look, I know you messed up on this day. Just really, like you said, I'm glad you used that terminology. Reflect on yourself. Take accountability,
right,
for everything that you've done, your ancestors, whatever. All right. So just keep that in mind. Slap you. You got anything before we continue?
Afflict your body. That's it. And think about how merciful the Lord is. He only said a 24-hour period. One day. He could have said the whole week. Lord knows some of you deserve it. Some of you need to afflict your soul the whole week. 40 days and 40 nights. For all the wickedness we've done in the world, hey, I'm glad it's only one day. It's okay. And I'm going to say this. No one wants to hear you complaining.
Right.
No one cares.
If I could, Salaki, I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm glad the brother just brought that up. I would recommend this. Do not, like you said, don't complain. Do not go on Facebook. Salaki to the men above me. Do not go on Facebook and complain how hungry you are,
right,
or how thirsty you are. We're all hungry and thirsty. I'm thirsty right now.
Right.
As I'm talking. Okay?
Read this Hebrew.
Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. We thirsty right now. But we are going to suffer and afflict ourselves just like you. We're all in this.
Right.
Okay? I don't mean to sound like, what is it? What's that movie? High School Musical, whatever.
Oh, one band, one sound.
What is it? We all in this together, or whatever you're saying.
Drumline?
Did I say that, Drumline?
One band, one sound. One of us looking sound bad. We all looking sound
bad.
bad.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Unless it's in High School Music.
No, that's not in High School Music.
Okay.
No, I'm saying in High School Musical, they be like, we all in this together. So I hate using that analogy, but it's like,
never seen High School Music.
Sadly, I watch a lot of this. Sorry. Who's it?
I think it's Zach Efron.
Yeah. That's lucky. So, my point being is, we all going through it, all right?
Right.
We all going through it. You don't need to announce yourself and complain.
Right.
Okay? You're making it that much harder for everybody else.
Right.
Don't do it. Salaki, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yes, sir.
With that being said, you got anything before we go?
No.
Okay.
29?
Yeah, I'll be starting on 29.
Sir. This is a priest. He noticed how tired I was. Your voice gets choppy. He decided to take over and give me a little break, and I'll just read the English. That's what a great leader does. Salaki.
All right, so this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 29 in the Hebrew. Kaya ba'o hana pa'ash, ashar la'a, tha'ai na'ah, ka'itazam, ya ra'am, haza'ah,
Yana ba Ratha'a Ma'ai Maya'a 30 Ya Yaba'o Yabal Slaki Anya Pa'ash Hana Pa'ash Ashar Tha'aisha Ka'o Malaba'a Ka'ai Slaki Ka'ai Tazam Ma Ya Ra'am Haza'a Ya Ban Ba the Afya Af Ana Pa'ash Haya Makwa Ra'ab I Ka'a Ko'o Mala Ba'a Tha'aisha Ma Kwa'af I Walam La da or Tha Ya Ba'am Kabal Slaki Masha Bathaya Ba'am Shaka'af Na'a Ha Ya'a Laba'am Ya'ai Na Tha'am Af Napash Tha Yaba'am Natha Sha'ai A Lakwadash Ya Ka'ai Rab Ma'ai Rab so Kai Rab my Rab I Rab Thasha Thaya Shaka Tha Ba'am Yada Ka'ar Yahweh or Masha'a La Ma'ar Da Ka'ar or Kanya Yashal La Ma'ar Kakumasha'a Aishar Ya Ma'ab Lakwadash Hasha Ma'ra'ai Haza'a Ka'ag Ya Ma'ra'ath Shabayat Shabaya'if Yama Ya'am La Yahweh Ka Ya'ab Kara Sha'an Makwara'a Kwadash Ka'o Malabath Abadya La'a Tha'aisha'a Shaba'if Yama Ya'am Thaqwa Ra Ya'am Asha La Yahweh Kasha Ya'am Hashaman Ya'a Makwara'a Kwadash Yahweh Labam Yaka Kwarab Katham Asha La Yahweh Itazara'ath Hara Ka'o Malaba'ath Abadya La'a Tha'aisha.
I see.
29 and 35. The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 29 in the English. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people.
So read that one more time.
Verse 29. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people.
So you shall be cut off from among your people if you do not do this. Now here's the thing: we not gonna know. Me and the brother right here, we not gonna know. The Lord gonna know though. That's deep. So if you are able-bodied, let me reiterate that part. If you are able-bodied, you are healthy enough to do the Day of Atonement, and you choose not to, if you take a sip of water, you take a sip. You try to, I know there's some people out there who might struggle with some alcohol. You try to take a sip of wine when nobody's looking. The Lord knows. Like, Slaga, also, you can brush your teeth. I know some people get confused with that. Yeah, you can brush your teeth, y'all. You use mouthwash and all that. However, you're not supposed to. Now, if you trying to drink some water on the side as you're brushing your teeth, you're wrong. Put like that. But you can brush your teeth. Salaga, I wanted to go over that because people get confused.
It's like that.
Go ahead.
Who is drinking the toothpaste water?
If you're doing that, I got some serious questions.
We should question who. And that's why I really want to what fake Israelite group or what Jewish man said you cannot brush your teeth. First of all, it's not healthy to walk around here with tart mouth. For real, you're gonna get gingivitis. Two, who is drinking that plaque infested water and toothpaste with crumbs in the middle? Who is swallowing that?
Yeah, I promise you not that thirsty. Salagi, yeah, I didn't even understand that when I first got into school. Somebody told me that. I'm like, I wouldn't even think of that. Like, I don't even like drinking orange juice after I brush my teeth. So it's like, why would you want to drink toothpaste water?
And that's why I brush my teeth after I eat breakfast. I don't want to even have that minty taste.
Right.
It's nasty. I don't want to drink that. I got the little black toothpaste that.
The charcoal.
Yeah, the charcoal.
Yeah,
I don't want to drink that.
Yeah, and you can take a shower as well. Just so we can clear the air, because some people get confused. There's a lot of confusion outside the school. You can take a shower. You can bathe. Now, if you choose to stand under the shower, you try to drink the water. First of all, you weird. Second of all, no,
you're disgusting.
It's not that deep. I promise. Okay. So again, I'm gonna say it one more time. If you are able-bodied, man or woman, and you know if you are, you ain't gotta tell us.
Right.
And you choose not to do the Day of Atonement.
Right.
If you choose to drink some wine on the side, you don't care if it's like the little shot glass. You do a little bloop. You wrong. And the Lord, what does it say in verse 29?
Slakia. He's inflicted in that same day. He shall be cut off from among his people.
You shall be cut off, according to the Lord. So you take that as you will.
Right.
Okay. That can mean a lot of different things. I pray that the Lord does not cut you off.
Right.
But if he chooses to, you know why. Slack. You can keep reading.
Verse 30. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people.
So again, now, okay, some people might get confused on this. Some people have asked before, like, okay, can you work in this day? So take it into the same consideration as the Sabbath, right? Now, I personally would recommend, if you're able to, right? Because I understand we got bills, that got to be paid and stuff. If you are able to not work on this day, I recommend that you shouldn't work, because it is going to be a little hard for you to focus and stuff, especially if you do like a lot of manual labor, like construction work or mechanic work, something like that. You're not able to have no water or nothing. I know it's getting a little cooler now, especially out here in California, but it's still a little hot.
Right.
So, be wise. If you are able to take the day off and not, have any stress to you and your family, I would suggest that you do take the day off. That's what I would suggest. Now, when it says this, again, if you are one of God's chosen people, so-called Black, Latino, or Native, and you happen to own your own business,
Right.
and you have brothers and sisters that work under you, you will not have them work. You really shouldn't. That's actually, when you really think about it, it's unbrotherly, it's unsisterly. Because we all got to be afflicted in this day. Why would, like, if I'm your boss, why am I going to tell you to go to work?
Right.
Like, nah, I shouldn't even be there anyway.
Right.
So just take that into consideration. It's like, just so we clear that part.
And if I may,
Go ahead.
some of you should work. Some of you should really afflict your soul. Some of you should afflict the hell out of your soul. And that's okay. It's only for a day. You know, if you don't have to go to work, don't go to work. You know, don't take it. Don't do everything for money. Some things are more important than money.
Yeah.
Like serving the Lord. Yeah. Like serving the Lord. It's way more. Afflicting your soul is more important than going to work for money. If you have to go to work, go to work.
Yeah.
If you can't take the day off because you're gonna get fired, don't take the day off. But yeah, if you don't have to go, don't go.
Right.
No different than any other Sabbath day.
Exactly.
What's it said? IUIC don't let you brush your teeth.
So we know. Yeah, they
There's a lot of things they don't let you do.
and there's a lot of things that they do.
Yeah, they do. That's what I should have said.
Yeah, that's a whole nother breakdown. It's a lot. You can keep going.
Verse 31. Ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest. And ye shall afflict your souls. In the 9th day of the month at even, from even unto even, shall ye celebrate your Sabbath. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days unto the Lord. 35.
Yep.
On the first day shall be a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. Verse 36.
Okay, so I'll finish it.
Is that the next Feast of Tabernacles? That's the next one. Well, that's soon.
Let me see. So you start with 35.
36 through
36. Yeah, I'll finish the rest of it. So this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 36 in the Hebrew. Shabbaith, Yaba Ya'am, Fakwa Ra Bayam, Aisha, or it's like Asha, La Yahweh, Ka Ya'am, Hashab Ya'an, Makwa Ra'ah, Kodash Yahweh, Labam, Yahakwa Rabbatham, Asha, La Yahweh, Taza Ra'ath, Tha Ya'ah, Ka'o, Mala Aba'ath, Abadia, La'ah, Tha'ai Sha'ah, Ala'ah, Ma'adia, Yahweh, Ishar, it's like Ashar, Thaqwa Ra'ah, Atham, Makwa Ra'ah, Kodash, Lahakwa Ya'ab, Asha, La Yahweh, Ayla, Yaman Ka'ah, Ta Zaba'ach, Yanta Mayam, Damar, Wa'am, Kaya Wamya, Malaba'ad, Shaqatha'ath, Yamalaba'ad, Matha Ba'am. Ya Yaba La Ba'ad Ka'al an Da'ar Ya Ba'am. Ya Mala Ba'ad Ka'al Na Nada Ma Thaya Ba'am Ashar Tha Naya La Yahawah An Ka Ka Ka'am Sha'ah Ishar Ishar Ya Ma'am La Ka Da'ash Lakodash Slakin Lakodash Asha Ba Ya'am Ka Ta Pa Ma'ah Af Slakin Af Tha Thaba Af Arai Tha Ga'ar Af or Ka'ad Yahawah Shaba'ai it's like Shaba'aith Yama Ya'am Ka Ya Ra'am Ha Harasha Ya'am Shaka Na'am Yaba Ya'am Asha Ma Ya Shaka Afyan. Okay, bear with me. Yala Kwa Tha'am La Ba'am Kwa that's like a Kayam Ha Rasha Ya'an Para I Adar Hadar Ha'af Ha Raya'am Ha'ai Na'an I Ma'af I Baf Ya'ai Rabaya Naka'al Yashaba Ka'atha'am Lapanya Yahawah Allah Yaba'am Shaba'aith Ya Ma Ya'am Yapath Ya'am Athan Ka'ad Yahawah Shaba'aith Yama Ya'am Kashan Kwa'af I Walam Ladarath Yaba'am Naka Da'ash Asha Bayai Fa Ka'a Afya Ka Ta Ka'af Kashaba'an Shaba'aith Yama'af Ka or Ka'o Hai Hazara'af Kwashra'o Na Yasha Ba'at Kata Ka'af Lama'ain La Yad Da'ai Darath Yaba'am Ka'a Ma Kwa'af Kasha Ba'anya Af Kanya Yashra'o Sorry. Ka'ataza Ya'am Atham Ha'ai Ra'at most likely Mara'ai Matazarayim Anya Yahawah Allah Kaba'am. All right, verse 44. Na Yada Ka'or Masha Af
Ma'aida'a Yahweh all. It's like all Kanya Yasha'ala.
All right, that's it.
So I'm with you.
Yep, so
Come on, sir. The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, it's a lot. Verse 36. 7 days you shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day shall be a holy convocation unto you. And ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein. These are the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and drink offerings, everything upon his day. Beside the Sabbaths of the Lord, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your free will offerings, which ye give unto the Lord. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. On the 1st day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. Y'all. Brother's getting the sniffles. See. What was that? 39. Also, in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. On the 1st day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. And ye shall take you on the 1st day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook. And ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days. And ye shall keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths, that your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths. When I brought them out of the land of Egypt, I am the Lord your God. Verse 44. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feasts of the Lord.
So with that being said, it's been reiterated multiple times. We're going to keep telling you, this is strictly for the Israelites. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives. That's it. All right, nobody else. That's why we brought up earlier, if you go to these Christian churches and, they got all types of people up in there, they're wrong. All right, first of all, the person that's probably teaching is the Pope or something. I don't know, somebody the equivalent of some old white man who doesn't know anything but swears he knows everything about the Bible, but who's also probably low-key a pedo. I'm not allowed to say certain things, but you get my point. My whole point being is, this is for us. We are supposed to keep this forever.
Right.
Forever and ever and ever, okay? It doesn't stop. This is for all those people out there who like to say that the laws are done away with. You don't have to do these things anymore. I serve God my way. You're wrong. You're wrong, okay? The Lord is telling you, all right here, he's giving you instructions on what you're supposed to do. He's telling Moses, and Moses told our forefathers, and they told their descendants, and so on and so on and so forth. Sadly, we lost our way somewhere around there, but luckily the law was still here for us to read.
Right.
Now you're learning it. All right, so now there's no excuse. You know that today is the Day of Atonement. So I'm letting you know right now, if you had a drink of water, or if you had some wine, or you had some Sour Patch Kids or whatever during this class, you are wrong. You are wrong, and the Lord saw you. So I'm just letting it be known. You're wrong. You better pray that the Lord doesn't cut you off,
Right.
or doesn't punish you. But at that point, that's his decision.
Right.
I ain't got look. We're the messenger. We're telling you what you're supposed to do. You are to afflict yourselves. And look at it like this: it's just 1 day.
Right.
And if I could, you brought up something, I wanted to touch on it earlier when you bring it up, but we suffering now. You suffer now. You suffer when you go to your slave. You think, like, a lot of brothers, you think they like doing construction.
Come on.
It's hot as hell outside. And I be seeing, like, brothers, like, especially Isupk, y'all be out here, it be 100 degrees. Y'all be in the road working. I know you tired, but you still do it, though. You do it because you need to do it.
Suck.
Go ahead.
I don't even know if they tired.
Oh, yeah, it's a car different.
Man, I went roofing. I did some roofing work with some Isupkites. 2000, let's say 16. I was doing some roofing work. We was getting out there 4:35 in the morning. And I'm talking about they take literal 30-minute lunch breaks and get right back to the job you can't compete with them. And I'm so glad the Lord made them, because it just shows you how hard of a worker that man is, man. How hard of a worker that sister is. You can't outwork them. You can't work with them. They will beat you
Every time.
every time. They're gonna be out there during the Day of Atonement. Just drive by and see them. Man, they out there sweating and still on 10. They don't slack. The same way an Isupk doesn't slack his job is the same way you shouldn't slack today on to tomorrow. You should have that same amount of energy of afflicting your soul the same way an Isupk has that same amount of energy of feeding himself when it comes to work. I digress.
Now, if I could, somebody got a question. Salaki, sir, suppose someone was told to keep the Day of Atonement and this person forgot and started putting candy in their mouth and spit it out, I'm guessing. say they ate what was left. Wait, they spit it out and then ate what was left in their mouth. They're wrong. If you forgot, okay, if you legitimately forgot, I got you right now. Here's what you should do. If you forgot, I don't know if you got like a piece of paper or like, I don't know, some people got like whiteboards or whatever on their fridge or whatever. You should write Day of Atonement everywhere. Put it on your phone, put an alarm on your phone. Let it ring every 30 minutes, Day of Atonement. You cannot eat. You cannot drink, you can't do nothing. That way you don't forget. You put it everywhere, that way you don't forget. If you legitimately forgot, you know if you really forgot though. All right, let's keep it a buck. That's all.
Start over. Just start over. Start from if you messed up and you just heard it was another day or whatever, you messed up. Start right now.
Yeah.
Just start over.
Yep.
Okay. Don't kill yourself. You know, don't do it again. Don't eat. That's it. 24 hours. Don't eat.
Yep. But you can bathe. I want to say that again.
It does not do that.
Don't be stank. All right, you can bathe. You can brush your teeth. Okay, you can wash your hair.
Right.
You can do all that. Just don't. You're not eating anything. You're not drinking anything. If you're able-bodied, I have to keep saying that.
Right.
If you are pregnant, you are fine. You can eat. Drink water and do whatever you got to do because there's life inside of you. You are not a part of this right now. If it's a child that is probably not able-bodied, don't make them do it. Wait till they're able-bodied. That's up to your household and how you conduct that.
Right.
If you need medication, if for whatever reason you're hurt or you have a disability like diabetes or something like that, and you need your medication, take your medication. Don't not take your medication. Don't do that. Okay, so Salaki, I'm asking because something like that occurred. Okay, no sweat. Yeah, you good. That's like the best answer that we can give you. Like, if you messed up and you genuinely messed up, like the brother just said, just start over. Now that you watch your class right now and okay, boom, I can't eat or drink or whatever for this long. Now you know. That's it.
Right.
So it's not complicated. Christians make it complicated. Fake Israelite groups, they make it complicated. But we're not making it complicated. So with that being said, the water for everybody who tuned in. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. And just remember, it's one day, y'all. Just one day. You'll be fine.
Right.
Okay? But with that, we're going to close the class. So just me and the brother up here, Amaju. Oh, one more thing. For anybody who may have questions, because of course this is a high holy day, there's certain things you are supposed to do. We're supposed to blow the ram's horn. We're supposed to read the Hebrew. Now, some people might get confused because we have the wine right here. You have to drink the wine. Like for this brother right here, he has to drink this wine. That is a part of the high holy day tradition. You have to do that. Now, after that though, the brother's not allowed to drink anything. I'm not allowed to drink anything. I'm not allowed to drink anything at all. Right. So just so we're clear, just because I know somebody out there is going to look and they may ask a question like, wait a minute, if you're not able to drink anything, then why do we have this? You're supposed to for this. That's all. Just clear that up. Sorry.
Layash'ala,
Which means to Israel in the Hebrew. Sorry, it's me. Sorry. Sorry, it's me. Got it. I'll have you read the English. All right, sorry. All right. Amadim upon Yahakodam, which means to rise or stand and face the east. Sisters, remember to have your heads covered. Brothers, remember to have your heads uncovered. We're going to begin with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanaw,
Shabashamayim,
Dash,
Dash,
Ayah,
Shamka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Malakavka,
Waka,
Taba'a,
Zaka,
Ayah,
Aisha,
Barataza,
Awa,
Ayah,
Bashamayim,
Dalanaw,
the come,
it's like call, Yawam, Basalaknaw, Wathinaw, Kasalaknaw, Wathinaw, Walayanaw, Saiwan, Ball, Shinaw, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Allah, the power,
Alumium, Amen. Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom, Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done.
That's like it. That will be done
in earth,
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen.
Akak is the power of the Hebrew, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Thunlanaw, Akak, Call, Malawak, Akak, that's a heart, Ha, Matazorai, the quiet, Hamathia, Akak, Makawak, Tama Allah, Gashun, Yahushai, the water.
Amen. The power in the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh. Thank you. So be it.
The blessings in Hebrew. Rakta Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Zabia, Alawak Yahana, Ha Alawak, Hasaranya, Ha Quataza Yoyo, Haka Yayoyo, Waha Waaki, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, the water,
Amen. The blessings in English. Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding during your honor.
commanding general, your
the
highness,
generals,
the generals,
the captains,
the captains,
the officers,
officers,
the troopers,
the troopers,
and the sisters.
and the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai,
In the name of Yahweh.
thank you.
Thank you.
So be.
So be it. Psalm 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah,
Yenya.
Yanya,
All.
Ahayim,
Ahayim. Mayan.
Ayan,
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ai,
Zoya.
Zoya,
Zoya.
Zoya,
Ain.
Ayin,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Shah.
Asher,
Shemayim.
Shemayim,
Ratazah.
Ratazah,
Ayatan.
Ayatan,
Watts.
Lawat,
Gorka.
Gorka,
All. And a one.
and a one,
Shamarka.
Shamarka,
Nah.
Lanat,
La'ah.
La'ai,
And a one.
and a one,
Mala'ah.
Mala'at,
Yeshua.
Yashun,
Shamar.
Shamar,
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Shamarka.
Shamarka,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Zalka.
Zalka,
Yah.
Yah,
Yakat.
Yakat,
Yawamam.
Awamam,
Hashamash.
Hashmash,
La'ah.
La'ai,
Yakakat.
Yakakat,
Yarak.
Ma'arak,
Malayallah.
Ma'alah,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka,
Makal.
Makal,
Rai.
Rai,
Yashamar.
Yashamar,
Afna Pashka.
Afka, Pashka,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Yashamar.
Yashamar,
Taza Afka.
Taza Ak,
Wabba Afka.
Wabba Ak,
My Thug.
my Thug,
I.
my
Awalum.
I will. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes to the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help coming from the Lord,
My help comes from the Lord,
which made heaven
which made heaven
and earth.
and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be
He
moved.
will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth
He
thee
that keepeth thee
will not
will
slumber.
not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth
he
Israel
that keepeth Israel
shall not
shall
slumber
not slumber
nor sleep.
nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right
The
hand.
sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve
The
thee
Lord shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy
He
soul.
shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in.
from this time forth
This time forth
and even
and even
forevermore.
forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
All. Damayalaka.
Damiyalaka.
All. Fakarash.
Takawash.
All. Fashakwat.
Ashakwat.
All. Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Awayemika.
Amayanyaka.
Yahama Yawan.
Yamai Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al Amaka.
Al Amaka.
Ya'amwa.
Ba'aima.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Waida.
Wada.
Ya'a.
Ya'a.
Atazawa.
Atazawa.
Al.
Al.
Tazapawanyaka.
Tazawanyaka.
Amawa.
Allah.
Lakawa.
Lakawat.
Manakakirim.
Malakakiru.
Magoya.
Gogoy.
Mala'a.
Wala.
Yazakar.
Yazakar.
Sham.
Sham.
Yasha'al.
Yasha'ala.
Lawada.
Lawada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Atazawa.
Atazawa.
Laba.
Labat.
Yakawa.
Yakari.
Alika.
Ali.
Bar. Baryaf.
Maya.
Yakarafa.
Yakarata.
Mahalya.
Ahoy.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wa.
Wa.
Yashama Ali.
Yasham Ali.
Mawa Abba.
Mawa Abba.
Goya.
Argoy.
Go.
Gal.
It's like Gabal.
Gabal.
Wayama1.
Maya 1.
Wayama
Ma'amala.
Palashai.
Palashai.
Ami Shabi.
I'm Yeshai.
Taza War.
Taza War.
Gum.
Gum.
Asher War.
Asha War.
Alawa.
Balawat.
Ibub.
Baiman.
Iowa.
Iwat.
Zawat.
Zarawat.
Labunya.
Labunya.
Lawats.
Sawat.
Salat.
Salat.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Aham.
Aham.
Kamanya.
Kamanya.
Sayat.
Tazayat.
Sarai.
Sarai.
Yamin.
Kayamya.
Manakor.
Manakal.
Yashwan.
Shashwan.
Shamagwa.
Samawat.
Bayan.
Bayan.
Dara.
Daira.
It's like Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
Adama.
Madama.
Shayatamba.
Saitam.
Nada.
Dandan.
Yamawa.
Yamawat.
Kaira.
Kaira.
Kazaba.
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 Kazbat.
Kazomina.
Kazomana.
Paul.
Paul.
Nasayakawa.
Lazakiyamwa.
Shaw.
Ashar.
Marwa.
Amal.
Erasha.
Darmashah.
Wa.
Alawat.
Ah. Nawa.
Nawat.
Alahayim.
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 Shayatamba.
Shamtama.
Goggle.
Goggle.
Kwash.
Kwash.
Lapunya.
Panya.
Rawaka. Ah.
Raka'ah.
Ash.
Ash.
Saba Ira.
Taba Ira.
Ya Ira.
Yaira.
Wa.
Wa.
Kalahaba.
Kalahabat.
Salahat.
Salahat.
Horyom.
Aryom.
Kun.
Kun.
Tharadapma.
Tawadak.
Masaira.
Sarah Ariko.
Wabasai.
Wabasad.
Kafka.
Wapas.
Sabahalam.
Tabiya. Laham.
Mala'a.
Mala'ah.
Panyahum.
Panyaham.
Kuala One.
Kalawam.
Waya.
Waya.
Kwashwa.
Kashwa.
Shimka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Yabashwa.
Bashwa.
Waya.
Waya.
Bahawa.
Mahawa.
Anyai.
Ayai.
Waya.
Maya.
Parwa.
Pawa.
Waya.
Waya.
Abadwa.
Ababa.
Waya.
Waya.
Dayawa.
Daiwa.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Atha.
Ata.
Shimka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Labaka.
Baka.
Aliwan.
Ayuwa.
Alcohol.
Alcohol.
Parasa.
Arataza. Psalms 83 in English. Keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O
And
God.
be not still, O God.
For lo,
For
thine enemies
thine
make
enemies
a tumult,
make a tumult.
and they that hate thee
And they that hate thee
have lifted up their
have
head.
lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty
They
counsel
have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people.
and consulted against thy
They
hidden ones.
consulted against thy
They
head.
have said,
They have said,
Come,
come,
and let us cut them off
let's cut them
from
off
being a nation,
from being a nation.
that the name of
In
Israel
the name of Israel,
may be no more in
there
remembrance.
be no more remembrance.
For they have consulted together
They have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against
They
thee,
are confederate against
the tabernacles of Edom,
the tabernacles of Egypt
and
and
Ishmaelites,
the Ishmaelites,
of Moab,
Moab,
and Hagarenes,
Hagarenes,
Gebal,
Baal,
and Ammon,
and
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
Philistines,
Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur also is joined with them.
So also was joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have opened the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah.
do unto
Do
them
unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as to the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sarah,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of
at
Kison,
the brook of Kison,
which perished and endured.
which perished and
They
endured.
became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb
Made the nobles like a red,
and like Zaid.
like Zaid.
Yea,
Yea,
all their princes as Zabah
all their princes as Zabah
and as Zamunya,
and as Zalmun,
who
who
said,
said,
Let us take to ourselves
let us take to ourselves
the houses of God
the house of God
in possession.
in possession.
Oh my God,
Oh my God,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the fire burns the wood,
as the fire burneth the wood,
and as the flame sets the mountains on fire.
and as the flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them
So persecute them
with thy tempest,
with thy tempest,
and make them
and
afraid
make them afraid
with thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy
that
name.
they may seek thy name.
O Lord,
O Lord,
let them be confounded
let them be confounded
and troubled
and troubled
forever.
forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to
let them
shame
be put to shame
and perish.
and perish.
That men may
The
know
man may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name
whose
alone
name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high
the most high
over all the earth.
over all the earth. Sorry, excuse me.